Solange.
Hi, Olivia.
Now, receiving the nomination, potentially becoming president, this is something Joe Biden has been dreaming of for over 3 decades now. Did he step up to the challenge on this final night of the convention?
Well, Joe Biden needed to come out as fiery. His acceptance speech needed to go above and beyond the successes of the previous nights, be it the endorsements of the Obamas, be it Kamala Harris's speech. And beyond that, he really couldn't flub or come off as old. And it's largely felt that he pulled it off. There was empathy in his speech. And that's important because America is currently reeling from COVID, reeling from job losses, and Biden's personal story of tragic loss of his first wife, of his children. He can speak about his experience of loss and of recovery and drive home his ability to, quote, overcome, as you said, this season of darkness, which many Americans feel that they're going through right now. Now, the second half of the speech was of another nature. There was grit in it, presidentially controlled anger, you could say. Here he was calling to arms for people to vote, to enact change, in what he says is a battle for the soul of the nation. But Biden didn't conclude his speech with fighting terminology. He used instead words such as possibility, love, hope, and this was a way to contrast the divisiveness and the hatred that many Americans feel is coming from the White House.
Well, love and hope, certainly an easy message to get behind, but mentioning divisiveness, as you did there has been plenty of division among Democrats. Are people still seeing this as a disappointment for the nomination?
Yes, indeed. For many Democrats, Joe Biden was not their guy, and in many cases, he still isn't. So it's really voter turnout that will show us if these splits within the Democratic Party can be put on hold for this election. They largely weren't in 2006 with the Clinton-Sanders rivalry, but this time for many Democrats, getting Trump out of office is paramount. It is more important than whether or not Biden is a centrist, as he is, or whether he's a progressive, which he is not. Now, the divisions, though, are still there, but Sanders, especially for Sanders voters, for example, but even Sanders, as a former candidate, has gone to greater lengths to try and create a truce with the Biden camp and to do everything that he can and the Democrats can to make sure that Trump is a one-term president.
Okay, so this is just the beginning of the road to November. What's coming next over the coming weeks? What can we expect from the Biden team?
Well, next week is the Republican convention, so it is quite likely that Biden will sort of take a step back, as he has in previous weeks, and sort of keep a low profile. This is also to potentially avoid gaffes. One thinks that it's that. But it's also to try and let Trump do his thing. The Biden team hopes that Trump's personality will do the job for them, that Trump himself will provide the contrast necessary with Biden's personality. We may, though, see Kamala Harris doing more of the heavy lifting and the political punching. But this convention has shown us, with COVID, with Trump, that it is not politics as usual, even if Biden's speech was along the more traditional lines when it comes to acceptance speeches.